is up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Brad and this is Operation GameCube. Now, if you are new to the channel and you don't know what's going on, this is the second season in the Operation series where we take a £10 note and we use our charity shops, car boots and Facebook Marketplace to find stuff for cheap that we can then either sell or trade to build a game fund that we can then use to buy GameCube games for our collection. Now, the fact that we are here for a second episode means that we've made some sales this week and we are still in the game. But before we get into any of that, let's address the list. Now, last week's video went out and I was overwhelmed by the response. You guys seem to be proper excited for this series, which is fantastic. And you made a ton of suggestions and I stuck them all on my phone. And I think it was about 70 odd games suggested. So I'm currently working it down to the 40. I think I'm at about 43 or 44. So once I get it to the finished 40 that I want in the GameCube collection, I will complete the list. As you can see, there are a couple of games on here already. A couple of the big hitters and a couple of the really cheap ones down here that are definitely going on the list. I'm just trying to fill the gap right here. So hopefully next week we'll have a finished article and I can show you what games we're working towards. So let's get into this week's episode and go through the sales that we've made. Now, the first sale we made this week was that Wii Sports in the cardboard sleeve. We sold that for $9.99 plus postage. We also sold that Rocky Gibraltar toy from Toy Story. We sold that for $14.99 plus postage. And then the last sale we made was that Transformer, I think Star Scream, I think it was called. We sold that for £9 plus postage. Now, currently as it stands, I don't sell enough on eBay to be like a business seller, so it's free for me to sell on eBay at the moment. That might change in the future, but as for now, I'm not paying any fees on that, which is fantastic. Now, last time round, I didn't deduct any tax. I ended up just paying my tax bill at the end of the year out of my own pocket. It's all the same money, it doesn't really matter, but for the sake of this series, we're going to deduct the tax as we go. So after all the tax and all the deductions, we've got a grand total of this to go into the game fund. That is where we're starting this week. We've got a couple of games we need to trade into CEX that we picked up last week. And we've still got a few bits and pieces for sale. But let's get straight into it, get out there and see what else we can find. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. I'm currently on my way to the post office to send a couple of parcels. I'm going to hit the charity shops next door, of course, goes without saying. I'm then going to pop into town, take them few games we picked up last week into CEX, start building a little bit of a CEX credit. I said in the last video I wanted to get it started early. It's always good to have it. We could either pick up a GameCube game for the collection, or if we're really struggling, we could potentially buy something in CEX, which we could then flip on eBay for a bit of cash to keep us going. So that's the plan. Post office, charity shops, CEX, and then I've got to get to a job. Let's go. So we started off the week with a trip to the post office, send a couple of parcels, and of course I'm going to hit the charity shops that are right there. It would be silly not to. I love these charity shops. They're local to me. They're round the corner. They're right by the post office. They are ideal. The only downside to them is their signal around there is atrocious. But you're headed into this charity shop. I had a little flick through the annuals here. I've sold annuals in the past. Some of them can do pretty well. Nothing was standing out to me here. Heartbeats. Thought that was jokes. Then headed into the one next door, and believe it or not, I saw another one of these Moby Go 2, sorry. This time I didn't pick it up. I still have the one I picked up last week, yet to test. I don't think it's going to sell super well. I don't want to have two of these hanging about, so yeah, I left this one behind. Maybe I should have picked it up, maybe at a later date, further on down the line. I would have. Being in a position to have enough in the budget to have stuff sitting there, but as of right now I need to get stuff out the door. So yeah, I wasn't going to pick this one up just yet. If it's still there in a few weeks time, then maybe I will. And a couple cool Lego storage heads here, just a bit too rich for me, £8 a piece. Right guys, so a few of you in the last episode told me that I missed the cube for the Wii. Has a little bit of value. Well, it was still there, so I picked that up for £2. They give you £5 trade. I'm going to deduct the £2 right now because I'm going to add this to the trade pile that we're taking to CEX now, if that makes sense. So let's get to CEX. So before heading to CEX, I decided to hit a few of the charity shops. I was a bit strapped for time, so I didn't manage to go to all of them, but I did hit a couple on the way to CEX. A few games up on the shelf here nothing crazy. Saw this cool Donkey Kong game, this old school board game here. Very, very cool. It just drew me straight to it. The colours on it is in pretty decent condition considering its age, and only £3 on it. Yeah, I definitely had to pick it up. I did want to have a little check inside first, just to make sure all the pieces were there, or enough of the pieces were there to warrant picking it up. So yeah, on first glance, it looked pretty bare, but I did end up counting out the stuff, and most of it was there. So for me, it was definitely worth picking up. Some VHS up on the shelf here, WWF VHS, just does something to me. When I see them, I'm just get so nostalgic for it. And I can't say that I was a massive wrestling fan back in the day. I did love it, did enjoy it. So yeah, I don't know what it is. They're just cool to me, and I can't leave them behind. £5 on the front there, but they weren't. They were only £1.50, which isn't too bad. £1.50 for VHS sounds mad in this day and age, but still, I thought they were pretty cool. And then this Frustration caught my eye as I was on my way out. Only £1 on it. I then headed to CX. I had a little look at the GameCube section while I was there. I don't know if it's just mine, but my local CX has very little GameCube on offer. A couple in the window here. And then they had, what, 5 or 6 GameCube games inside. Another day here. I was actually on my lunch break at work, and I had a little look at a few of the charity shops. I do this sometimes. I do try to utilise my lunch break to hit the gym, but I had done something to my neck. So I thought, I'm not going to go gym today. I'll go to the charity shops. I had a little look through the men's t-shirts and saw this, and it caught my eye. I thought it was really cool. Something about it was just calling to me. So I did a little bit of research on it. No real games today. They had this mag on the PS3, £4 was it, or £2.50. It wasn't worth picking up. And they also had a Guitar Hero World Tour for £4. Another local to me, another day, and I saw this toy on the shelf. Kind of cool looking, only £1 on it. Sometimes my logic is just, if I think something's cool, I'll pick it up or I'll look into it. You could probably find value in everything, but for me, it's sometimes, if it piques my interest, is sort of what sells stuff to me. It's probably not the best way to go about things, but it's just the way I do things. And then I saw this cool Stoke City jersey. I say cool, it's a Stoke City jersey. Football jerseys are definitely something you should be looking out for. Something I've been told to pick up. So yeah, to see this on the shelf was cool. £7.99. It's a bit rich for me, but I definitely thought it was worth it. Couple games up here, PS4 games for £1. That's just music to my ears. This is something you want to keep an eye out for. On this occasion, it wasn't worth very much, but this network up here in the top corner is definitely a telltale sign. Just pull it out, have a look at it. There's a lot of value in these network DVDs, so yeah, just keep your eyes out for that. So it's a proper telltale to that there might be some value in it. VHS here, Blade Runner, very, very cool, but as you can see, a bit of mould on it, which is a bit of a shame. And we are back in the games room, and that is week 2 done. Very happy with the stuff we picked up this week, but before we get into any of that, we've got a couple updates to the game fund to do. Now, earlier on in the week, I did a trip to CX, took them few games we picked up last week, plus the cube that we found earlier on, took all them into CX, and they'd only take the cube. The other games are a bit too scratched for them, so we've got £5 to add to the CX fund. But I didn't give up there. I headed to Cash Max round the corner. Unfortunately, same story in there, game's too scratched. So I headed down to Regenerate, and they would take 2 of the games. They actually give me £10 cash for, I think it was London Olympics, and what was the other one? Forza 2 for the Xbox One. So they give me £10 cash. We can add that £10 to the game fund. The only one they wouldn't take is this San Andreas for the OG Xbox. I paid £1 for it. There's only like £3 trading credit on it. So I'm not too upset. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a pile of these and maybe we can get rid of them some other way. Maybe on Facebook Marketplace or whatever. So I'll keep piling up all my rejects and we'll do something with them. We're not going to miss out on them this time. So yeah, that is the updates to the game fund. But let's now deduct what we spent. We spent a total of £15.50, so we can deduct that now. Now, the problem with being a collector and sort of funding my habit by reselling is that I want to keep hold of the stuff I find that I'm supposed to resell. That's the issue here. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to keep hold of 1 or 2 things that I want and then sell the rest. I think that's a good compromise. After all, we're going for this GameCube collection. We're not going to make this GameCube collection if we don't sell anything. Anyway, let's get into the pickups. Now, the first thing we picked up this week is this Spider-Man. I think it's called a Spider Sapien or something. It's like the Spider-Man robot here. I paid £1 for him. He sort of walks on his own. His eyes light up and whatnot. I need to test him. Yeah, like I said, I paid £1 for him. And he's potentially worth between 8 to 10 quid on eBay. So nothing crazy, but a nice little bit of profit there. The next pickup, like I said just now, I wanted to keep these. But I've decided to sell a couple and keep a couple. So the first one is this WWF VHS Survivor Series 97. This was really deceiving. They said £5 on the front there. She actually did them £1.50 each. And there was one left on the shelf. And she said, do you want to take the last one for 50p? So it was £5 for all 4. But like I said, I'm keeping 2. Yeah, so Survivor Series 97 right here. I'm not 100%. VHS is a very funny market. I definitely think there's a bit of profit in it. I think I saw one listed for like 35 quid. I don't see it making that much. But if I can get a £10 plus for it, maybe, I will be happy. And the other one is Beyond the Mat. I actually have this already. It's a great documentary if you haven't watched it. Again, I don't know, 5 to 10 quid. But yeah, not too bad. Like I said, I'm keeping a couple. What was the next pickup? Okay, I think this was the next pickup. So I said to you in the last episode that I want to sort of broaden my horizons and sort of look at clothes a little bit more. And that's what I've been doing. So I've been heading over to the men's t-shirts mainly at the moment. I will branch out as we go along. But I saw this and it really intrigued me. It is this Led Zeppelin, the song remains the same t-shirt. Down here, it is a 1998 Myth Gem Limited. It is Winterland tagged right there. So it's not your Primark knockoff or anything. This thing is in fantastic condition. It is like brand new. It is, what size is it? I think it's an XL. It's an XL, so a great size as well. Well, anyway, when I was looking this up in the shop, the last one sold for like £75 from the States, right? So it's kind of like hard to judge. Another one sold at auction for like, I think like 16, 20 quid, something like that. There's currently one listed on eBay for 35 quid with 16 watches, and the thing is battered. It's got massive like stained pits, and it's like torn up, and it even says in the description, you know, unwearable, better off to be made into like a pillow or something. So yeah, that's the competition. There is also another one on there for like £175. But I'm thinking, if I can get like, I don't know, somewhere like 40 to 50 quid for it. Like I said, it is in fantastic condition. Yeah, a 98 Led Zeppelin t-shirt. I paid £3.50 for it, as you can see right there. So yeah, this is me dabbling. Let me know what you guys think of this. Obviously, clothes is very new to me. But I definitely think there's money in this. So yeah, very cool t-shirt. Yeah, hopefully we can get some nice chunk of change for that. What was the next pickup? I think this was the next pickup. So the next pickup was Frustration. Jesus. I paid £1 for it. It is the OG, I think, 90... What year was it? Sure there was a year on this thing. 1996 Hasbro Frustration. All the bits are in there. There's actually some spare counters. There's no instructions, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You just go around the board and then you queue up. The bubble is in good nick. And these sell for about 15 to 20 on eBay. So not too bad. The old like retro Frustration. Frustration. It's a nice word to say. Right, and the last pickup is clothing again. I paid up a little bit for this, probably not, but in my opinion, I'm very tight. I like to get things for nothing. It is this Stoke City I think it's 2018, 2016, 17, 2017, 18, something like that. Jersey or kit. It is an XXL, double XL. It's got the nice Bet365 in the middle there, the Macron. It's even got the Premier League badges there on the sleeves. This thing is in fantastic condition. No marks, no stains. The only thing I noticed is right here, as you can see, a little bit of threading is gone here and here. But I have a master seamstress at my disposal in the form of the mother-in-law, and she might be able to fix that. So yeah, I might try and fix that. But yeah, nice jersey here, Stoke City. Yeah, I'm hoping for about £30, something around there. Again, I try to get things out the door. If you guys are like, no, I charge more or whatever, I try to like get a decent bit of profit, even if things go a little bit cheaper, as long as they go faster. That's my logic. There's madness to it. There's logic to it. Madness. Logic to the madness. Is that the way? There's logic to my madness. I'd rather get stuff out the door quick at this stage, especially. If we can get that fund up to a nice amount, then we can start sitting on stuff. That's not a problem. But yeah, that is everything we picked up to try and sell or trade this week. Now, I picked up a few bits and pieces for myself, one of which I was in two minds about keeping hold of. Because of the condition, I'm going to hold on to it for now. If I can fix it up nice, maybe I'll stick it into the game collection. Obviously, I'll deduct it from the game fund and let you guys know. But it is this Donkey Kong board game by MB Games right there. This thing is from 1983. Look at it. It looks sick. I love the look on it. I imagine how hard it is to play, probably. I bet the mechanisms don't work or whatever, but it is so sick. I couldn't leave it behind. Unfortunately, there's some damage to the box on both sides. I might try and take all that tape off and sort of fix it from the inside so you don't see all this tape and that. We will see. And like I said, this is staying with me for now, but if I do stick it into the game fund, I will deduct it and let you guys know. But yeah, so sick. £3 I paid for it. Would you guys have picked it up? I just love the look on it. How sick does that look? How much fun would you have had back in the day, innit? Donkey Kong board game, come on. And the next two are the other VHS. I alluded to earlier that I picked up some VHS, two of which I'm keeping and two of which we're going to try and sell on. So we've got Hardcore Heaven 2000, ECW. I actually have Hardcore Heaven 97 up there, so it's nice to add that as well. And the other one is this Cyber Slam 96. I don't think I have it. Sorry, no, I do not have it. So yeah, I love these, man. I don't know what it is when it comes to the old wrestling VHS. I just think they're so sick. Again, I didn't pay £5. I paid £1.50 a piece for these. I just think they're so sick. Let me know if it's just me. I don't know what it is. They just look so cool. That's my logic, man. And the last pickup is some PS4 games. PS4 games for £1. I'm picking them up. They're going in the collection 100%. There's nothing crazy about them. But PS4 games for £1, man, all day long. So we've got Destiny, the Taken King Legendary Edition. I don't think there's much value in it, but for £1, I'm picking it up. Got Overwatch, the Legendary Edition. Again, I don't think there's much value in it, but for £1, I'm picking it up. And the last one here is WWE 2K18 with includes the Kurt Angle pack. PS4 games for £1. I think there's £3 trade on this. I don't have it. I have 16, 17 and 20, so it'd be nice to add this as well. So yeah, PS4 games for £1, I say it again, all day long. And that is it for this week's episode. But before we go, it is time for the shout out of the week. And it is going to my guy Steve, Retro Steve 81 on Instagram. He's an absolute legend, real supporter of the channel. He proved invaluable during Operation N64. He was solely responsible for helping me get hold of one of the heavy hitters. He's got a fantastic collection, a great games room. He's very active on Instagram, so go give him a follow. I'll stick his Instagram links in the description below. I hope he doesn't mind me telling you guys. But yeah, absolute legend. And that is it for this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, let me know by smashing that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.